Welcome to Random Conflux, where today we talk about boxes and how you can have a loving relationship with one.
Well, with that being said, it's Random Conflux, where today is all about Snake.
Yes, me, Solid Snake.
Snake? Snake. It's all about Snake, baby!
And I can't keep that voice up the entire time or else I would. But, rate my Solid Snake impression in comments below. But,
another good one to do, solid, 10 out of 10 Snake impression. Jacksepticeye, Sean McLaughlin.
I never heard his Snake impression. You said it's really good?
Oh yeah. Go to his YouTube channel. If you have to, search for his, I think it's MGS3 gameplay. And he does the Snake impression in the beginning of it.
Yep. Now,
really good stuff.
Yeah, still though, David Hayter, best Solid Snake.
Yeah.
Nothing against Kiefer Sutherland, but David Hayter was the original.
I'm talking about like
people who can do the impression,
that didn't get paid for their impression.
Yeah. Now, in case you guys didn't know what we're talking about by now, we're talking about Metal Gear. There was a trailer that was released where they said they were remaking MGS3, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
I'm gonna break the fourth wall here and say I haven't seen the trailer.
I won't ruin it for you, other than the fact that they said it's going to be pretty faithful to the original, and they're going to actually be re-releasing the HD collection as well on modern systems. So,
but I don't care about spoilers.
Yeah,
I'm okay getting spoiled.
After the end of World War II,
there may be some spoilers to the games if you haven't played them, so warning ahead of time while we're talking.
Obviously, if you haven't played any Metal Gear Solid game, especially the original MGS3, please click off the video. Go. Shoot. Bye. We don't want to see you here.
Okay.
There's content that your ears should not be privy to. And with that being said, we'll give you a little bit of time.
Nah, we almost got copyrighted last time you did so that. Don't.
You did?
Yeah. Remember? We almost got flagged?
Ah, crap! I really wanted to do that.
But anyways, back to the main topic. We could talk our ears off about what we think the trailer if we go to see it or whatever. But aside from doing that, because I want you guys to watch the trailers yourself and get your own opinion. What's your...
What we should do is put the trailer in.
20 minutes to drop off.
Maybe Konami can do
just
something.
as like a forefront, so those that may not be able to get to the trailer can see it from themselves.
I might. I don't know how Konami is about that, but we'll have footage.
Well, we'll go ahead and put their name on it.
Yeah.
Like, this is owned by Konami.
Yeah.
By the way, the mic is still running. We're just doing a little fourth wall break. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's all ran.
But that said, what's some of your favorite moments in Metal Gear?
Put on your
Well,
mask.
I'm not completely oblivious to the remake.
You knew a little
I may
about.
not have seen the trailer yet,
Yeah.
but I do know
Anyways, know what
like
he's
the
doing.
ins and outs of what's going on.
Yeah. But now I was talking like your favorite moments in the series, like what's some of your favorite scenes and things like that.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
he said put out the cigar.
Okay, we'll go with something a little easier. Favorite boss battle out of any of them?
Oh my. Okay, I got one. And hit this if you want to,
Depressurization complete.
but I actually think that it has one of the most
6 minutes to
beautiful
drop off. Opening rear hatch.
scenes, and I have to pick two for this one. I can just pick one.
Okay.
The fight between Raiden and Solid.
That's a very good fight. That's fun.
And literally same level of like or love is the
Temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius.
like the final
2
fight
minutes to drop off. Stand up.
between Solid Snake and Liquid Awesome.
On MGS4? Yeah, that's a good fight too.
And since we are talking about MGS3 and the remake, you can't leave out the fight between Big Boss and the Boss.
Oh yeah.
Boss battle!
Oh, that's a beautiful fight. You got the flower field. You got the
Yeah, and that's kind of something that really sparked with me with Metal Gear is like the cutscenes and just the story of it is really beautiful.
yeah. Now, if we're talking just boss fights, my favorites. Now that
I have to say one thing.
yeah.
I'm talking about real Metal Gear, not Metal Gear Survive. Just throw that out there. Continue.
And like we said, we won't bash games if we haven't played them. Zach has played it. He's not a fan.
I'm bashing.
But back to what we were saying. Some of my favorite boss fights are in MGS2. We're taking out all those Rexes. You remember that scene? That's fun because you're destroying all the mechs. And then MGS4 where you're playing as Metal Gear Rex and you're fighting Metal Gear Ray. Like Ocelot versus Snake and that.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That was too short,
2 years
though.
ago,
Yeah, it was fun, but I agree it was too short. But it was awesome because you controlled Rex all the way down the hangar
Yeah.
that you were in, and then just
his name is
It would have been cool, and I'm going to rant about some Metal Gear Survive here. What Metal Gear Survive should have been was a survivor mode for MGS5.
like a DLC mode for it, or something like that.
No, just you know how Fallout has survival mode,
Yeah,
where you have to eat, drink, you have a certain amount of like capacity, like you have to sleep. Like that should be Metal Gear Survive, but for MGS4, not MGS4, MGS5.
that actually would have been a cool feature, like a survival mode for MGS. So
Not create a zombie horror game that sucks monkey nuts. Slap a Metal Gear title on it, say survive at the bottom, and call it a fucking Metal Gear game, because let me tell you something, let me talk to you, it's not a Metal Gear game. Fuck anybody that says otherwise.
I've heard, like, from what I've heard, it's mediocre, but I still wouldn't call it
It's
Metal
not Metal Gear.
Yeah.
It's false advertisement. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the Metal Gear story.
It has these areas copied and pasted from MGS5, and has the gameplay.
It has no correlation to the goddamn frickin'. I've already used the only one F word that I can say without getting demonetized once we do get monetized.
We're ranting for fun here, but he seriously doesn't like MGS Survive.
It's just, it's not a Metal Gear game. As a zombie horror game,
It's mediocre.
actually, it works good as a zombie horror game. It's not Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a Metal Gear game in the sense, other than like the title.
The title and the
It
gameplay,
has
but it's not really
noth-
story.
It has nothing to do with the story of Metal Gear whatsoever. What they should have done, if they really wanted to make a survival game, give a survival DLC to Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pains. Give people that want to replay it, but with a little bit more realistic functionality to it, a chance to do so. With a little higher difficulty for survival, where you have to eat, you have to maintain yourself, so on and so forth. And
Or
like,
even if they had Metal Gear Survive as a DLC,
cover story.
I could like keep it
No.
as is, but have it as a DLC. I could even see that
That's
being
not
better.
even what I'm talking
Yeah.
about when it comes down to Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, no, you're talking about like a survival game like
Then,
Fallout.
if you want Metal Gear Survive as a name, just have it as a difficulty.
That's right.
What the hell was he working
And then take the game that you call Metal Gear Survive. Because,
Running out of time.
honestly, it's not a shitty
Give up
game.
Sokolov or risk full-scale
It's
nuclear
just not a Metal
war.
Gear
Had
game.
no choice.
Mm-hmm.
President Kennedy
Is
gave
it,
in to
like
constraint.
Jay said, is mediocre
The next day, I got
shoot 'em
Sokolov
up
to
zombie
the
survival.
hospital, handing him over to agents on the
That
east
has
side.
nothing to do with
Kept on
Metal Gear
screaming,
whatsoever.
"Save me," until he disappeared from
Why not just call it something else? Konami, are you so
We received
damn
some new
lazy
information from one of our moles.
that you can't come up with something that's completely original that you didn't rip off of Hideo Kojima?
But that said, this was also quite a few years ago, so.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know you haven't seen it yet. The new trailer actually looks really good.
What kind of weapon is it?
The-
Something
I'm-
to do with space rockets?
I'm staying away from the trailer because I do want to play it. It's just I don't
I
want
guess
to
you're right.
see the
We don't know the
gameplay.
details,
You don't wanna
but
see any
it appears
spoilers
to
or
be
anything.
nuclear
Yeah,
device.
I don't want to see
For half
the
a year now,
trailer
the Soviets have been
because that
conducting
may
frequent nuclear
give
tests at
a little too
semi-conductive
much away.
Yeah.
Something to do with the weapon, I
Um,
assume.
We're talking about a secret
that
weapon
said,
so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of
I know
his
you're
back.
saying how much you're like bashing MGS Survive because you liked MGS 5 that much. Like that's one of your favorite games.
I'm not even bashing it for that.
Yeah.
They just should have never called it Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah.
What they should have done is if they wanted a survival
They
aspect,
moved him there just
put that into MGS4
Or
as
MGS5.
a
recently. A field test.
okay
Yeah.
MGS5
Chance to
as
bring back.
a
This mission
difficulty
would never have been possible if
Yeah.
he was still in the research.
to give a little bit more realism
This is our last
to
chance.
having to
Sokolov
be out
must
on the
have
field
known
or
he contacted him.
having a choice to either go out on the field, stay there, hunt for your food, or go back to base and restock. You have to figure out, is it really worth wasting the resources when I know I'm going to do something just a few blocks over?
Because they kind of had that in Metal Gear Solid 5 anyway, but it's not that big a deal because it doesn't cost that many resources to do that. They could have upped the resource count. I see what you're saying with that. Make it more survival
Plus,
based.
Listen up, Jack.
Your-
mission is to infiltrate
you can
Selino
just sit
Yask
and
in
wait
the Soviet mountains,
multiple
ensure the
days
safety of
without
Sokolov, and bring
any
him back to the West.
sort of repercussion to you.
Yeah.
And to me, in a real aspect of Metal Gear, or even tactical espionage in real life, like you would not be able to do.
That's actually one of the things I liked about Metal Gear Solid 3. Like, I liked the game in general, but their survival aspect had that other thing on top of it.
Once
You had to
we
make sure
confirm
to
the
eat
rescue
or keep your
Sokolov,
stamina
stand
up.
Yeah, and if you
recovery
didn't take a certain
Recovery
pill,
balloon will
you
be
would
dropped at
groan
that
or
point.
you would cough.
Yeah.
Helium will be pumped into the balloon to
And
inflate
like
it. The
you
process
had
takes
to
about
suppress
20
that
minutes.
or it would give you away.
Yeah.
Once it's complete,
And
the gunship's arm will latch
what
onto
they
the
could
balloon
have
and
done,
pull it up.
and they've done it in Metal Gear Survive, is they did implement a
Take it
food
easy.
mechanic
It's been combat
where you actually did have to take care of your
You
character.
think Sokolov is
And you're
up
saying
to
they should have just put that in a 5 as
The
like an
shock will be
add-on or an
less
extra
than during a
difficulty.
parachute
Yeah.
jump, and the arm can handle up
But-
to 500 pounds.
Have
planning on going over the
the
border in
actual
single
Metal
combat
Gear
talent?
Survive, the
She's
game,
equipped with two 6-barrel
completely
20mm Vulcan cannons, as
Call
well as
it
two
maybe
40mm machine guns.
Sounds
the
like
Lost
you'd hold her
Soldier
on against a battalion
regime.
of tanks.
Even with the fuel
Because
in the
that's
reserve tank,
more
we're
what
facing
it
a
is.
4-hour time limit.
Yeah.
If all goes well, it
It's-
shouldn't take more than a few hours.
in a way, you could say
time for
it's
dinner.
purgatory
But
for
if
the
anything
dead
goes
soldier.
wrong,
If you do
You'll be
want to
eating
give
dinner,
it
breakfast,
a
all the
Metal
rest of
Gear
your
Solid
meals in the
War.
jungle.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have that teleport feature in Metal Gear Solid 5. So it's kind of, okay, where do they go after they disappear? What happens to their bodies? Like, that could kind of answer some questions.
Now, on another note, like getting away from MGS 5, because we're talking enough about it. You're not counting that game, your least favorite Metal Gear game.
Least favorite Metal Gear game? Acid.
Acid?
Acid.
I haven't had a real chance to really play it. It's the only one.
I haven't.
I know you
want to
have.
borrow
I've
it.
never played it. I'm gonna go and say this might be kind of a big thing for people. The original Metal Gear. I've
But
beaten.
you have Twin Snakes.
No, not solid.
Oh.
Metal Gear. I've beaten Metal Gear 2. The first one, it's just for some reason it's so much harder to me. It's so frustrating, and I've beaten Metal Gear 2, which is a sad thing.
Well, Metal Gear Solid 1, or Metal Gear 1,
Yeah.
just original Metal Gear. It was
it's
highly restrictive. You had to pay attention so closely to the cone of vision.
Yeah. Now,
Because even though
one didn't even have the cone of vision. The second one did.
one did too, but you had to find the
Do you
compass.
copy?
Okay, I'll have to look
You're
it up.
already in
It's been
enemy
forever since
territory.
I played it.
I
Someone
found.
might be listening.
I played it
From here on out, we'll
on.
be using code names
when
to refer
they
to each other.
Gave it a
Your
spot
code
on
name for this mission will be
MGS3.
Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you
Speaking
as
of
Snake
MGS3,
from now
remember
on.
the Snake versus Monkey
You're not
missions?
to
Those
mention
were
your
awesome.
real name.
Okay.
Oh, you don't like snakes?
Sadly, those weren't in the
Before,
HD collection, so we won't be able to use the footage to show you guys that.
glad to hear
They're fun.
I don't know if I'd ever order one at a restaurant, but
That's
Be
the
careful,
only
you might not
difference
have a choice.
between the
about
original
you,
and the
Major?
HD collection.
what should I call you?
No, the
Let's see.
HD version
I'll
of
be-
2 doesn't have the skateboarding minigame.
I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. Oh, and
We're
Snake.
talking about 3.
Yeah.
Not 2.
The crew isn't watching
said-
anymore.
you said the
Can
collection.
Take off the disguise now.
And if you think
Good
about
idea. This
it, some of the
right.
VR
Time for the
missions
snake
into
to shed his skin.
In the HD collection? I'll have to look that up. Yeah.
some of them. It's not a lot. It's like a certain handful. It's ones where you really have to be sensitive with the controller. And since the Xbox doesn't have that,
Oh, they're taken out of the Xbox, basically. Okay.
yeah.
They might be in the PS3 one, then.
No, because even their controllers aren't sensitive anymore. Their triggers are sensitive.
No, the PS3 had button-sensitive controls. It was just more finicky than the PS2 ones.
I'm talking about PS4.
Oh, well, I can't say anything about PS4. PS4 didn't have a collection. It was a 360 and the PS3.
Xbox One and PS4 had one.
No, the Xbox One was just backwards compatible with the 360 version.
Can you hear me, Major Tom?
PS4 never had one. Yeah.
Kept you waiting, huh?
This will
100%.
be
You
a
mean
sneaking
the
mission.
one that I
You
play
must not be seen by the
regularly
enemy.
on
Leave
my
no trace
Xbox?
of your
It's the
presence.
360
Is
version,
that
yeah.
clear?
Oh,
This kind of
okay.
infiltration
And they
It
actually-
does not say
Unit
360
special.
version.
Yeah, it's the 360
In other words,
version. They actually
rental
took it off of the
equipment
Xbox
to
store
procure
because
on-site.
they were
That
trying to
goes
get
for
like the
food as
license
well.
issues
You're
renewed.
Why
completely
didn't
naked,
they-
just
Yeah.
as your name
Why
implies.
didn't they play as 360?
Now I
does.
see why
You
you
load it
asked
up right
me
now and
if I
see.
like snakes. I suppose
Might do that
confidence
later, huh?
is your idea.
It literally loaded up in the
Reason for that.
Xbox
I'll tell you
One
later when the
portion.
time
That's
is
weird because it's a 360 game. Regardless, though, awesome games.
Well, I was trying to count the games I have
Yeah.
Been
for
issued
the
a knife and a
different
tranquilizer
systems.
gun.
Yeah.
Use them to
But,
hunt for food.
yeah, that's
You'll
something
also
I
find some
did.
medical
Yeah.
supplies in your back.
Learning random stuff
Yeah.
all the time.
On random conflicts.
I lost it in the tree. I went down.
Random complex.
But,
I see. Well, you better go back and get it.
Okay,
You know where it
favorite
is?
boss battle only
I
in
can see it from here.
MGS3.
It's
Since
stuck on a
this is in
branch.
MGS3 content.
oh, there's so many good
To
ones.
climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ice.
Probably the final one with the boss, but that doesn't mean that the other ones aren't good. The Logan fight's awesome, where you're getting shocked and all the time. The
My frequency is 140.85.
trying to think of other ones.
I'll give you a call.
The
if I
Fear
need
is a
to
fun
talk.
fight
If you
because
need to talk to me,
you have
use the
to
send
either have to
button.
use the either have to
Okay,
find
Snake.
them
Go
with
get your
either
backpack.
thermal goggles
Is
or
he the one
or-
that disappears in the trees?
you know. Fun fact with that one, you can totally cheese it. Feed them either poison dart frogs or rotten food. And he pukes it, and then you can shoot him and get his stamina down.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mine would have to be the end.
That's a good fight. I get frustrated with it, but what's really funny is to follow him after you find him and keep hitting.
There's one spot where you can cheese them.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if I should say it while we're recording because it may ruin the fun for
I see
those
you've
that
retrieved
actually
your
want to
backpack,
play
Snake.
legitimately. But there
To
is a
equip a
spot,
weapon, it's necessary
and
to
I'll
take it
just
out
give
of
a
your
little
backpack.
hint.
In the
It's a tree.
survival viewer, choose weapon from the
You
backpack.
climb up in
Yeah.
the tree, or is he in the
Your
tree?
available weapons
You
will
climb
be
up the
displayed in a
tree,
window in
and
the
you
upper
got a
left.
full 360
From
view
that list,
of
choose the
every
weapon you
little
want
spot
to
he
equip
goes.
and
okay.
press the enter button.
That's cool.
For
He will
other
never
equipped
see you,
items,
but you'll
just
see
do
the
the
twinkle
same
of his
thing
skin.
from item.
Oh, okay.
Got it. Use
That's
the
cool.
survival viewer.
I did not know that,
Yep,
but
that's
I
right.
have sniped. I have.
Survival
Wait,
is
I just
fundamental
gave
to
the
this
whole
mission.
thing away.
But no, I have
In the field, meanwhile,
I've
your stamina
beat
will
him
start
using
to
the
drop.
pistol trank before,
If your stamina
and
goes too
I've
low, it'll
I've
affect your
always gotten
performance.
behind him to get his
You
camo.
won't be
You have to
able
hold
to
him up
shoot
to get the
accurately,
camo.
for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina
You
so you don't
don't
run out.
necessarily have
recover
to.
lost
You
stamina,
can
hunt for
pick
local
up the
flora and
body.
fauna.
Mm.
You
And
can
you get it
use
that way?
either your tranquilizer
You can
gun
get
or your
I've
knife.
never gotten it that way. I've always held him
My
up.
only weapon is a Mark 22 hush puppy.
You know how
laser
you,
gun.
you go
That's right.
to
It's been
move the
fitted with its own
bodies,
suppressor.
Mhm.
However, the
you
suppressor
can
will
pick them up
deteriorate every
and
time
lay
you
them back
fire.
down. And it'll
Once its
drop some.
durability
Okay.
reaches zero, the
I thought that
noise
you can't
suppression
get us
effect
a
will
body
be
because he
gone.
explodes at the end.
So don't get too trigger happy.
If you're close
Suppressor's
enough to them,
durability is shown in the icon.
you got
Any
like
weapons and
maybe
equipment
a
beyond what you're
couple
carrying now?
seconds to do it.
You'll have to find as
I've never
you
done
go.
it that way. I've always just
I have to
held him
find
up. It's
my
easier.
own weapons and equipment.
And
Whose crazy
it's
idea was
random
this
what you
anyway?
get on the first
Solo
few
covert actions are
tries,
standard Fox
so
operating
you
procedure.
may not get it
Can't leave
like
any traces
right off
of
the
your
bat.
presence. No weapons,
doing it that
equipment,
way,
footprints, sweat,
but-
or bodily waste.
Yeah, he
Same
will
goes for
eventually
bullets
drop
and
his camo.
cartridges too.
Never gotten
Your
that. I've
presence
always
in enemy
just...
Or
territory
you can
is already
unlock
a
his
violation
camo
of
by
international
just beating
conventions
him
of
with a
warfare.
tranquilizer.
There aren't supposed to
No,
be
you
any
get the modes in a
American
gaunt
soldiers
that
in
way.
Russia.
To
It
actually
could
get
spark
him,
international
you have
incident.
to actually get his camo. You have to hold him up.
Can't let anyone see you.
Yeah.
You can't let the enemy know
Um,
you're there. This is a stealth
Then why
mission.
should I give him a
You're a
camo?
ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word.
But
There'll
that
be no
said,
rescue if you're captured.
that is a fun fight, if not a little frustrating.
What
What about the alternate fight that
Then
when
I'll just
you
have
kill
to
him
take care
early
of
and you have to fight the
myself,
ocelots?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that.
You know what I'm talking about? Like when they're in that area
SAS
instead?
guidelines stipulate that soldiers
Oh,
and covert
because
ops like this
if
one
you know where
use
he's
either
going to
potassium
spawn,
cyanide
They're in the
capsules,
spawn points.
tape it to
you
your body so
can lay
take
a
it
mine
with
and
you.
it'll kill him
How
right out.
generous of you.
Yeah, all for the end. But no, I'm
Usually
talking
if you're
about
taken
you can
prisoner by
actually
the enemy,
defeat the
send you
end
into a state of
early,
false death
like
for
in
a
that
short
area
time.
where he's willing himself, where they're willing him into the
Dead.
Yeah,
thing.
it's like
You can shoot. Yeah, you can
right
snipe.
near that
You mean that thing they put in my
Building.
tooth before the
Yeah,
mission?
you can snipe him.
That's
So
the
you can
one.
beat him early there, and then you have to fight the
If
ocelots
you
later.
remain in a state
It's
of
an
false
alternate
death for
boss
too long,
battle.
nothing will be able to bring you back.
yeah, you can put a landmine
I'll
there.
keep it in mind.
There's a
You said
way
this
to
was
get
a solo
there
mission,
early
right?
before
Right.
the cutscene.
I guess
I've
that
never done
means
that, I
I
always
can't
just
count
sniped
on
them.
any reinforcements.
But if you know where he's
Correct.
gonna be,
The
you
mission
can
rests
snipe him like
entirely in your
literally clear across the
Real
map.
one-man
Yeah.
If I'm
army.
not mistaken.
Relax, there's a support team ready to back you
But
up over the ring.
yeah,
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance.
okay.
The
What's
first
your
member of the support
worst
team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition,
mission for
acting as a medic, so to speak, as
MGS3?
well as recording your mission data.
That's the first running one.
He's a member of Fox as well.
Oh, you
and
said you
she's
kind
here on
of
the gunship with me.
but like
Okay.
most frustrating one.
Hello, Snake.
Okay,
I'm
there's
paramedic.
a
Nice to
few.
meet you.
Medic.
As an
Probably
American
the most
comes in
frustrating,
reverse.
even though I don't hate
Aren't
it,
you gonna
is
tell
the
me
one
your
where you
real
have to
Are you going
take
to tell me
Eva
yours, Mr. Snake?
and
My
drag her
name.
around the map.
It's John.
Well,
Doe.
she's supposed to have her.
Jack,
She's supposed to
sure.
follow you,
You're a regular
but it's
Captain
easier to
Nemo.
trank her and drag her
Name
along the map.
means nothing on the battlefield.
Why?
After a week, no one has a name.
She's not getting hit by enemies. You can hide her to stay in cover if you're going for a
Funny.
I wasn't joking.
full stealth
but I'll tell
run.
you my name only if you
It's
manage
just easier to
hit
knock
me.
her out and drag her.
My frequency is 145.73.
She's also
This
in
is
charge
what
of
my
recording
brother
your
calls
mission
CC.
data. Whenever you want to save, send a message.
And-
over
I
the
call that a
save
massive
frequency.
pain in my ass.
0.96.
So saving
But it's still
your mission
frustrating
data.
regardless. Like that's probably the most frustrating part of the
It also
game.
records the state
I
of your
think
health.
that's
Good to know.
frustrating no
There's
matter
one more
how
person I
you
want
do.
to introduce you to.
Now it's
Snake.
worse in MGS2 because
Speaking of
Emma,
snakes,
you
you
have
remember the
to
boss,
have her
don't
hold
you?
her hand, and you
A
have to
legendary soldier. in
Emma
your
dies
mission.
anyways.
Actually, it was the boss that got the
Spoiler
DCI
What?
authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's
Emma was
mission
destined to
advisor.
die.
Aw, poor Emma.
She also helped me plan
Now,
this mission.
if anybody's
You and I
watching
were
this with the
SAS
name
together.
Emma,
Jack, is that you? How many years
He's
has
sorry.
it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's
Comments
me.
below. Love for Emma Emmerich. Just give.
Talk to me.
She needs
Let me hear
cookies.
your voice.
love for the
It's been
boss.
5 years, 72 days.
You gotta have
and
love for the
18
boss.
hours.
Because she
You've
gave
lost
her
weight.
life.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all
Did
about
I
it.
just spoil something?
Really? Well, I don't know anything
Spoilers,
about
her
you.
son was Ocelot. What are you talking
What's
about?
that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a
But
sudden?
yeah, that's
I was on a top secret mission.
that's all that
You didn't
that
know
is
me
awesome to think about though.
But there
Yeah,
are still so
and
many things
it's
I wanted
just
you to
the
teach
thing
me.
that it.
I taught
Okay,
you
for
everything
those
you
that
needed
may
to
not
know
know,
about fighting techniques.
Tell
I taught
me
you all
down
I
in the
could.
comments if you did
the
know
rest you
this.
needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure.
But it was
What about
supposed
how
to
to think
be
like a
a
soldier?
storyline if
How to
Hideo
think like a
Kojima
soldier?
did stay with
I
Pro.
can't teach you that. A
But,
soldier needs to be strong in
you know,
spirit,
things change.
body, and technique.
And
the only thing
even
you
though
can
the
learn from
games
someone
have
else is
hinted
technique.
to it multiple
In fact,
times,
technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is
basically the
spirit
boss
and
was
body are
killed by
like
her
two
own
sides of a
son.
single coin.
Yeah.
They're the
And
same
if you
thing.
think about it,
I can't teach you
she
how to
did
think.
treat
You'll just have to figure
boss
it out for
or
yourself.
Solid
Listen to me,
Snake,
Jack.
not Solid Snake,
Just because soldiers are on the same
Nick
side
Snake.
right now
Yeah.
doesn't mean
as
they always
hit
will be.
her own
Having personal
son.
feelings
The way she
about
trained
your
him up and all that
comrade
stuff.
is one of the worst
basically
sins you can
raised-
commit.
Yeah.
Politics
It's also the
determine who
similar.
you
It's
face
also a
on
similar
the
relationship between
And
Big Boss
politics
and
are a living thing.
Solid and Liquid
They
Snake.
change along with the times.
more
Yesterday's
Solid
good
Snake.
Yeah.
might be tomorrow's
Like he
evil.
tried with Liquid
Is that why
Snake,
you abandoned
and that
me?
shows in.
No, it had nothing
Well,
to
no.
do with you.
That was
He
Venom.
Already
didn't
told
do
you,
Liquid Snake.
No, that was
on a
Venom.
top
That was
secret
Venom.
mission.
Yeah.
A soldier
That
has
was
to
the
follow
clone.
whatever orders he's given.
And
It's not his place to
but
question
he did
why.
take
But you're looking for a reason to
Solid
fight.
Snake under his.
You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not.
But
quite
that
a
said,
soldier. A soldier is a political tool.
what
in
new
the game.
gameplay mechanics would you like to
doubly
see in
true if he's a
the
career
remake from
soldier.
MGS3? Would you like to see
Right
it
and wrong have
be
no
more
place in
geared
his mission.
with having
He has no
MGS5
enemies
controls?
and no friends. Only
think that'd be cool.
The mission. You
Um.
follow the orders.
Or do you want to be
I-
more faithful to the
That's
original
what being
control?
a
Or?
soldier is.
Oh hell
I
no.
do whatever I have to get the job done.
No
I
on
don't think
faithfulness
about politics.
to regular
That's not the
controls.
same thing.
That
Sooner
can
or
go
later,
take
your
a flying
conscience
leap
is going
off
to
of a
bother
short
you.
bridge.
In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier
Because
or
there's
just
no way
another
to
man
do
with a
it
gun.
on
There's a
the
saying
Xbox.
in the Orient.
The buttons are
Loyalty
not
to
that
the end.
sensitive.
Do you
The
know what
only
it
way
means?
to do it is by
It
using the
means
triggers
devoting
for
yourself to
the
your country.
I
for
follow
the
the
gun.
president and the top brass.
And you think that would be the
I'm
better
ready to
choice
die
than
for them
having
if
like what they did with the
necessary.
Xbox, where instead of pressure
President and the top
sensitivity, you
brass
can push the
won't be
button
there
and you hit the
forever.
down on the D-pad
Once
to
their
lower
terms
it.
are up,
and-
others will
Yeah.
take their place.
I
And
follow
it's
the will of the
like-
leader, no matter who's in charge.
do you
People aren't
really
the ones who dictate the missions.
want to
Then who does?
with
The times. People's values change
I
over
think
time.
every
And so do
Metal
the
Gear
leaders of a
game
country.
from
So there's no such
3
thing as
and
an
up
enemy in absolute
should
terms.
take
The enemies we fight
on
are only
like
enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times.
MGS4
As long as we
or
have loyalty to the end,
MGS5.
there's no point in believing in
Controls.
anything.
So like remake them all, but
even
with
in
those
those we
controls.
love.
Yeah.
I can
And
see
that's
that.
the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only
Matter of
thing we
fact,
can believe
how fun
in
would
with
it be
absolute certainty is the mission.
For
All
it
right.
to actually
But do me a
have
favor.
like
What is it?
an MGS5
Snake.
gameplay
Snake.
camera,
Oh right.
not
Your
like
codename is
the
Snake.
old
It
school
suits you
camera.
well.
Yeah.
That's
well,
right.
3
The
had a
legendary unit
full
that the
360
boss
camera
put
if you
together
bought
during World
the,
War II was a
360
snake.
version.
The
Or the
Cobra
remasters.
Unit, a group of heroes that brought
It
the war to an
did,
end
but
and
it
saved
was
the world.
still
As long as you've got a
more.
legendary hero backing you
how
up,
do
you'll
I
be
say
fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah.
It was
can't think of
still
anyone else I'd
more-
rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
It wasn't completely
Yes.
aligned.
It's good
Yeah.
to
Does
hear
that
your
make sense?
voice again.
Makes sense.
Same here.
They did it better
After
in
all,
4.
who
and
knows
they
if either of
improved
us
it
will
in
make it
5.
out
Yeah.
alive. Snake, you
And
are always best at urban
like
warfare
I want
and
to see that
infiltrating
type
buildings.
of
But this is the jungle.
gameplay when it comes down to
Survival is going to be
sensitivity.
key. Those CQC
because
techniques I taught you
in
are sure
5
to come in
you
handy.
have an aim
CQC.
button separate from your
Close
weapon
quarters
button,
combat, huh?
and your
I've been
weapon
in the
button
Green
is your
Berets for the
attack
past few
button,
years.
anyways.
I'm probably pretty rusty.
And it kind of sucks
Not to
when you
I'll be here
don't
to help you
have
remember. After all, this is your
you
first
have to make a
actual
choice,
survival
either
mission.
attack
I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss?
randomly
Next to the
and
major.
shoot a
The
target.
boss is
that
communicating
you're
with us by
not
radio from aboard
really
a Permit-class submarine
aiming
in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80.
I think
Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
I think they
Your
did
mission
do a
is to
good job
retrieve Dr.
with
Sokolov.
3. Just
Dr.
starting
Sokolov is
with
being
the
held in an
over-the-shoulder
abandoned factory
camera.
located
Yeah.
to the north of your current
But they
position.
improved on it in the other games.
Yeah,
Avoid
Yeah.
heavy combat
they
and don't let
they
anyone see
upscaled it in 4.
Yeah.
Don't
It looked
forget,
a lot
this
better
is
in
a
4.
stealth mission.
And then they really perfected it in 5. And I wish it would have just kept going.
Snake.
Also,
Try to
going back to
remember
3
some of
though,
the basics
I would have to
of
say the
CQC.
hardest boss fight in that entire game, the ladder.
The ladder.
The never-ending ladder. That you don't remember that? I'm joking about it being a boss fight, but you remember the ladder that you had to climb up, and it was like
I know what you're talking about. It just broke my brain because that's not a boss fight.
if you're impatient, it could very well be a boss fight.
That's a boss fight unto yourself.
Hey, comments below. How hard was the ladder?
I mean, you're just climbing, and it's like, and if the cutscene does not trigger, you're just climbing forever. It's one of those things where you can get bang up and like twinkling his little tootsies all over the place.
He's like, I have nightmares about that, man. I got flashbacks.
The ladders, they give me the nightmares. I don't understand it, but I'm just gonna scratch myself and wag my toe. He's a good doggo. Good doggy. Kind of stubborn doggy, but good doggy anyways. He'll get a treat here in a moment. Anyways, I think my only problem with MGS5 is not MGS5. MGS3
Yeah.
is that it depends on like which version of the game you got
Yeah.
to start out with, because that was the killer for you. If you got it like day one release, it like the camera scheme was bad. It sucked monkey dicks.
It was basically the same camera scheme as 2. But I understand
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah.
And the button mapping was horrendous.
Yeah, I'm not going to say how many times I bought Metal Gear Solid 3 or 2 or 1, but I'm going to say right now it was probably too many. And when they re-release it here soon, because they've announced they are releasing it in the fall, I will probably buy it again.
I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
Likewise.
They're probably
As you
KGB
do.
troops
Yeah,
sent to guard Sokolov.
but
But yeah, that was you brought up the ladder
yeah.
as a fictional boss. I bring
Your
up
presence
the
in
camera
Soviet territory is already
Oh,
a
for the older
violation of international
for
law.
the like
Can't
the
let Kremlin find out that
original
the CIA and the American
the
government
original
were involved.
release of it.
The
Contact
camera,
with the enemy
I actually didn't
is
mind.
strictly prohibited.
That camera
Don't
was
engage in
better
battle
than the
with
Resident
them.
Evil camera.
This is a
If you
stealth
bought the
version.
second release,
Got that?
not the HD
The
release,
major
but
is-
the actual second
point of
release
this mission is
that
to
launched,
sneak through
I
the jungle without being
believe,
seen. The
um,
success of the mission
right
depends on
after
how
the
well you
Slims
use your
launched.
camouflage.
You're talking Subsistence, where it had the online play and
Change
stuff
your
too.
camouflage by selecting camouflage.
Yeah,
in
it had the full
survival
3D
mode.
camera.
The
I
uniform
had that
option
version.
lets you pick your uniform, while the face option
For
lets you
PlayStation
change your
2?
face
Yes. In fact, your
Choosing camouflage
the
that
Dark
blends
Cloud
in with
games
your
that I loaned you in the other
surroundings
room
will
are in
help
that
you conceal
case.
yourself more effectively.
okay.
Because I needed a case of OL too.
Don't forget that anything that moves will
Then
stay
it didn't trigger the
If you
online
just stand
because
up
I
and run around
never
like an
plugged my
idiot, you're bound
PS2
to.
Yeah,
into
I didn't either. I never
But
played
if
it
you
online.
fall and
So
slip,
therefore,
you should be
I probably
able to
never
survive
seen
without
it.
being
It was also on disc 2, which the only reasons I ever loaded disc 2 were the Snake vs. Monkey missions and the
That could explain a lot because when I
secret
bought
theater.
the game,
Yeah.
it didn't come with disc 2.
Sometimes they didn't, because sometimes GameStop would only sell the first disc,
Well, I
or they'd
didn't
sell
get
the
it at GameStop.
Oh.
At this time, there was a store here where I live,
Oh.
and it
They never gave you a second disc.
it was really messed up. You were really special if you actually got the game that you were wanting to get. It was a special store, I'll tell you that much. Because they would buy games off people, and the games would not be in the original cases. And you were lucky if the game you wanted was even remotely close to what you were getting. And like I had the better camera with the MGS3 that I bought.
You just didn't have the second disc.
I just didn't have the second disc.
Luckily, you didn't need the second disc to enjoy the game, but you missed out on that. You missed out on the Secret Theater, which had some really funny cutscenes.
Oh, the
most of those
behind the scenes stuff?
No, what it was they used the game animations, but they made cutscenes that made fun of the game in general. Most of those are on YouTube, so if you want to look up Secret Theater, and you will laugh your butt off.
Babe, why are you biting your toe off? Stop it.
Doggy's doing weird things, people. Anyways, I think I'm out of things to talk about. What about you? We're going on 36 minutes, and I'm out of it.
Well, we talked about what we liked.
Yeah. Talk about things we didn't like.
We talked about things we didn't like. I ranted about Metal Gear Survive.
We talked about things that we wanted in the new trailer. I think that's it.
Even though I haven't seen the trailer, I also heard about some things that may be added in.
And some things that may not, things like that.
And things that they even said no to.
Yeah.
But
we're keeping that.
Hideo Kojima's sprite is not going to be part of it.
Okay.
In every Metal Gear game,
He has like a cameo thing.
he has a cameo. This is one of the reasons why Metal Gear Survive is not a Metal Gear game. It has nothing to do with Hideo Kojima. And since I'm on a tangent here, and we completely lost like what we were talking about in the first place, and we're going to a random little segment. I do have to talk about some MGS5 since it's a thing.
Hey,
What the?
what you
Why?
doing? What are you doing?
Dogs do not meet with cats.
Go ahead and cut that out.
What the heck? It's fine. It's random. It belongs in here. What the heck? Anyways, getting back on topic, MGS5 had gameplay that was completely taken out.
Yeah.
It was supposed to have David in the same area that you find Eli. It was a cave up north of where Eli is. And if you were able to get there before going to Eli, you would be able to find David, which was Sullivan. But he is not there.
They cut a whole act out of it. Like, MGS5 is awesome, but it's also...
Well, the final fight in MGS5 was supposed to end with you making a decision to either kill Liquid or let him live.
Yeah.
But if you let him live, he basically bows to Snake. He admits that he was defeated. But something horrible happens. Even though you let him live, Snake breaks his arm.
I never watched the final act video because I know you can watch it on YouTube, but I've never.
Well, they've actually taken it down. Konami really pressed hard on taking that. And some modders are trying to get it back into Metal Gear Solid 5, but to no avail. Every time they do, their mod gets shut down. It'll be up for maybe a week. Maybe a handful of people may end up getting a mod, and then the mod gets good. And, like, that's crap. Like, I think it should have been better the way that it was intended.
That said, it's still a very good game, but it's not complete.
I mean, I understand why they did it, and the purpose behind it. They didn't want, like, that much graphic towards kids.
Yeah.
And, mind you, my dog's in the background having fun with himself. And I say that with irony.
Yeah.
But anyways, like, I want to see, and if it is true what you said about Hideo Kojima and Konami being on the same page.
I didn't actually say that in the topic, but I was talking to you earlier
We
about it.
were talking about it.
I didn't say on the same page. I said they're on speaking terms.
That pretty much means that they're in relative bulk.
Yeah, they're talking.
They're somewhere near...
Communication, yeah.
They're somewhere close in pages in the same book.
Yeah.
They may not be completely close, but they are somewhere in that book. Meaning that there is some sort of connection and possibility that Hideo Kojima may come back for good. That's if he gets what he asks for.
Which I'm hoping we're not going to delve into that, but I am hoping that he's at least, if he doesn't get the franchise entirely, I'd like to at least see him as a consultant on there.
And that's the main thing I heard
Your
about,
objective, so-called,
like,
is inside the factory.
Metal
You should be
Gear
holding him in a room in
3
the northeast section.
being remade.
Got it.
Be
And the
Your
fact
mission is to bring
that,
Sokolov back alive.
like,
He
how
must
you
not be
still on the
exposed to
fence
any
about
kind of
coming
danger.
back to Konami.
Do not approach Sokolov.
Like,
while
he's
in
got
your
a
effect.
really good deal with Sony,
Oh, and
but
one more
not a
thing, Snake.
lot of consoles can
There's more.
play his games.
No, it's
Yeah.
just that when you
Because,
get to Sokolov,
you know,
I want you to tell
hey,
him
Sony,
something
you're
from
kind
me.
of selfish.
Yeah.
That is.
Sorry for being
But-
so late.
Is that
Like,
Yes.
understood? Beginning my approach to
I understand, like, they want games that are strictly for their console. But I do think, like, games should be available to everyone.
Yeah. One thing I do like that Sony's doing, though, is they're at least releasing their stuff on PC later. I mean, yeah, it's not ideal, but...
But Sony also has a contract with multiple PC
Yeah.
companies.
Yeah.
They have a contract with Microsoft, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, they have a partnership deal with Steam.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of their games gets put on Steam.
Not day one, but a little bit later on the road.
Not
Yeah.
day one, but they
Yeah.
are on there within maybe, like, a
Half-
couple months.
Usually it's about half a year to a year. Sometimes it's earlier. But
It depends on how well it does on PlayStation.
yeah.
But I really want to see Hideo Kojima come back to Konami, but I want Konami to treat Hideo Kojima fairly.
Like, give him the respect. Or I could even see them outsourcing the game to him. That would be something, too.
Or F Konami completely. I can't say what I want to say. And just let Hideo Kojima have Metal Gear. He knows that game. He knows that title. That is his milk and butter. That is his baby. That is his bun in the oven. That is his pride and joy. Like, that was his beginning of... I'm sure it's his beginning of making games.
No, his one of his beginning games was Penguin Adventure.
I regret the things I have said. Things are regretted.
Yeah. Now, if it's like this, it's this penguin, and you're facing his back, and I can't remember if the penguin was skiing or not, but you're like going down this slope to like get different things, and it's Penguin Adventure.
How did he go from penguin to I'm Snake? I'm in the box.
That's a good question. But no,
Snake,
the
when
Metal
you meet
Gear
Sokolov,
timeline.
don't
You
go
had
in
Metal Gear
wearing that
1,
mask.
which
Yeah, I know the
is-
Metal Gear
He won't
timeline.
like it.
but
Won't like
Should we do another video just talking about the
we
Metal
might.
Gear
But
timeline?
going back to Penguin Adventure, because it comes full
You'll need
circle,
Sokolov's
in
full
MGS4,
cooperation to complete this
during
mission
the
successfully.
briefing mission,
Don't do anything
if
to
you
make
go
him lose
upstairs,
confidence in you.
I forget
When you
what
go in to
briefing
meet
mission it
Sokolov,
is,
make
and
sure you
Sunny
remove your
pulls out a
disguise.
PSP,
Got it?
and she plays Penguin Adventure. So it all comes full circle.
What?
Yes.
What? Is this a thing?
Yes.
Comment down below.
It's 100% a thing. I swear. And with that, I think that's a good place to end this. I broke Zach's brain. Anyways,
My brain is broken.
Anyways, with that, I've been John.
I've been Zach. Snake, get back in your box.
Yes, I'm going home. Finally.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of Gru. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the Army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America's truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts?
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I managed to get past them.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
Freeze!
So this is the legendary boss.
Huh?
Huh? We meet at last.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a crew soldier doing here?
Soldier?
He's the Ocelot commander.
Ha! That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
You're not the boss, are you?
GRU operatives!
What is that stance? Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do. But testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov, too. Apparently, they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
You okay?
Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best crew has to offer. They're coming for me. I'm finished!
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look.
That's what they were making you build.
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBMs.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain.
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo. Is that thing finished?
No, this is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2?
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war.
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly. They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go. Boss?
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Hornets?
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself. It's raining blood. Is he crying?
Kuwabara.
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Boss, what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads. These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Think you can pull the trigger?
He's seen my face. We can't let him live. If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished. He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
The new blood has been rejected.
Are we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
Snake, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move? You've got to get those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it. Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major. The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First, open the survival viewer with the start button. If you select cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen. They need to be fixed using surgical treatment. Move the healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it. For lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely. Understood?
Yeah.
Stay with me. Go into the survival viewer and treat those wounds.
Good job, Snake. We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon. Can you set it up?
Excellent. A great success. Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear. A kiss of death?
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her. She has spunk.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!